Anyway, moral of the story, just don't get old.
Hang in there. Because that's why you're getting help.
Yeah, you know what? It probably did change my mind a little bit.
Hi, Lee.
All right, we ready?
You're welcome.
Dale.
We ready there, Marcus?
Where's Mr. Weldon?
He just walked back.
Hey, good job, Mark.
I want to read this. Okay, welcome everyone to council meeting night. Before we start, I'm going to read this, our public meeting memo we have to read before every public meeting regarding our Title VI and ADA stuff. Okay, this is as a recipient of federal funds and in support of Lawrenceburg's efforts to ensure non-discrimination and equal access to all citizens, the city gathers statistical data regarding participants in city activities. Therefore, we have provided a voluntary Title VI public involvement survey at this meeting. You are not required to complete this survey. However, the form is anonymous and will be used solely for the purpose of monitoring our compliance with Title VI and ADA. If you want to fill out a survey, it's in the back corner. This is to ensure we're staying in compliance with receiving our monies for Title VI. So you know what I know. Anyway, so with that said, I would like to call to order the City of Lawrenceburg Board of Works meeting for June the 21st, 2021. Can I get a roll call, Mr. Fetty?
Sure can. Board Member Tony Abbott.
Here.
Board Member Tommy Roulette.
Present.
City Attorney Dale Weldon.
Here.
President Kelly Malone.
Here.
And myself.
Okay, I don't have any announcements on this meeting, guys. You guys have anything of it, Tony? Or
The only announcement
Tommy?
I would like to have tonight is to thank all the city employees. That'd be Civil City, first responders, utilities, and all the people that helped this weekend with the festivities up there. With the weekend, the way it started out, it's a wonder we got anything done.
I'll tell you, you couldn't have said it any better. Friday, it's all started, what, about 9:30,
Yeah.
Billy?
9:30.
Started conversing back and forth after the electric started going out and everything, but, yeah, we had crews out for 18 hours straight or so,
They finished up
6:30
6:30 Saturday night.
Saturday night.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they did a wonderful job, and everybody stayed safe.
Yes.
We had Civil City people in early Saturday morning helping clearing trees and such. Obviously, first responders were out doing their thing. And on top of it, we had a structure fire on Friday night prior to the storm hitting, which the firemen had to actually take cover during fighting that fire because of the tornado warning. So it was a very eventful weekend, but we did finish it up with a great event Saturday. Although the Lauren Hill run had to be canceled, the Taste of Summer and Kids Day went off without a hitch, and great music at night. And it couldn't have asked for a better day, actually, in lieu of what we started out that weekend starting with. But anyway, good point, Tom.
Thank you to all. Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
good point. Okay, if not, any other announcements, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. New business. Dell, we got a new business on Board of Works?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. So, new business, and this is a late addition, but we've got Judy McAdams and Jody Comer here. Judy McAdams is our grant writer for the city of Lawrenceburg, and Jody is one of our representatives of CIRPC. The agreement that you see, the contract in your packets that Kelly Brookbank did an amazing job of getting to y'all after we had already published the packet in general, is a contract with CIRPC to engage them to advocate on our behalf for the Dowdy Road grant, whereby the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs that will administer a grant in the amount of $600,000, and then this breaks down our local contribution and how we're going to compensate CIRPC for administering that grant for us. And then, like I said, Jody and Judy are here to answer any questions that you guys have, but we would just ask that this be approved today because we're coming up against our application deadline. So thank you for listening to this and hearing this tonight.
Just for clarification, we did not receive that in the packet because the packets were already out, but we did see it by email.
By virtually, because you guys are high tech. So
Trying to be,
it's up
yeah.
there on your screen right
Yes, yes.
I don't see Tony's screen.
Some are,
He
some are.
can read
Some
off.
are,
I
some
turn
are.
it this way. We're on it.
And I've got a master copy here and I just filled in the dates and I just had one correction, but, if you guys have any questions for these ladies, if not, we can vote to approve it.
I have no questions other than thank you for what you do.
Yeah.
Takes a lot to do this and we greatly appreciate it.
Tony, you got anything?
I have nothing.
Okay, then, if not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the, what is it, it's called the grant agreement?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
We're calling it grant contract?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
And I have a signed copy of the
Was-
Susan, I have actually too.
okay,
Okay,
all right.
we'll sign yours then.
As I got everything there, so.
This is the agreement between, the city of Lawrenceburg and SERPC. So if I could get a motion,
So moved.
second?
I'll second that, Mayor.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
I guess the mayor just signs. President,
What do you need me to?
just sign that, maybe have Dell or someone.
And have Mr. Fetty please attest.
Yeah, I was gonna say, make her, need to.
And then I'll be.
Thank you, Jody.
And I will be back down tomorrow, the pre-bids tomorrow
Yeah.
Okay.
for this project.
Okay.
Any other new business you guys have for this meeting? I don't.
I have none.
On my second agenda, we also had the motorcycle track agreement.
This is my copy.
We could do that under old business, or we could do new business, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
But on this agenda, it's under my new business.
Is it new business?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't.
I received two different ones that day, and this was the last one.
Okay, new business it is. Mayor and I, we didn't,
It's not-
modify mine or the mayor, so.
That's fine.
We need new business.
It's.
okay.
Let's get
Okay,
it
so-
done and over with.
Yeah.
This is the agreement, or tentative agreement, for the lease of the motorcycle track. Any questions regarding that, guys?
The only questions I have, one, actually there's two. It's to my understanding that they do not have restroom facilities. So how will they bring in portalettes, or will they use,
It's shared with the Rudicels,
okay?
and inside the agreement, it will be written is an agreement that the motorcycle track will clean these restrooms at the end of the night, so it's clean for the racetrack on Saturday, and if they're not clean, they will be charged.
Okay. So there has been conversation with these two, the Rudicels and.
Yes,
Mrs.
yes, there has.
Okay, good.
Yep.
The second thing would be electric. Are they gonna be aware of what electric they're gonna be charged for? Like, I know when, Mr. Noppert and I were down there looking at meters, we had actually marked one that said it was for the motorcycle racetrack, so they'll be aware that's what they're gonna be paying, what's on said meter.
It's, yeah, and it's just listed generally that they'll secure utilities, they'll pay whatever the utilities are. With the Speedway and actually, the Rudicels reached out to Mr. Kennett today. So they're working with Mr. Kennett, the Antique Mall's working with Mr. Kennett, 4-H, so these guys would just work with Mr. Kennett the same way.
Okay.
They'll pay their
So
fair
they're-
share, but if there's a, discussion to be had, they'll do that
Right,
with
okay.
LMU
Okay.
offline. So, but these are good questions. So the main, and are you guys here for the motorcycle track? Okay, so Megan wanted to be here today, and she asked about a few things. One, she asked about the insurance, and so I met with Sites just to clarify what insurance we needed. So we kept the insurance the same. They asked about police reserve, LPD reserve officers. It's 4 in the Speedway agreement, but I met with Chief Schneider. Chief Schneider said that it would be okay to have 2 instead of 4. One of the things, I met with the Rudicels per Councilman Roulette's suggestion to make sure that they are okay with everything. One of them was the bathrooms, like the mayor said, and that
That's
provision's
clarified.
included on page 7, Article 8F. Promoter shall ensure that the restrooms are reasonably clean before the next morning following any event. The owner, us, the city, reserves the right to charge promoter for the cost of cleaning should this term not be followed at the sole discretion of the owner. And I talked to Megan and Kim about that. It's never been a problem as far as I can tell, but it's kind of, motorcycle track goes on Friday, they use the bathrooms, they clean them for Speedway to use on Saturday, then they clean the bathrooms for Antique to use on Sunday, so everyone's kind of counting on each other as a team effort, which is great because everyone seems like they're gonna work really well together. We talked about the emergency medical services, and Megan and her team of promoters have agreed that they'll have EMS on site no matter what, even if they're just practicing or personal use or trying out a new motorcycle. So not just for races, but for anything. And then the very last provision, unless I missed something, Megan, was just the rent. So the rent has always been $3,000 a year due in August. And the reason we kind of rushed and added this at the last minute to the packet is because they are optimistic and confident they can still squeeze some races in. But of course, they're not gonna have a full season, so Megan asked if maybe they could either pay less than the full amount of rent or pay it at a later time. And I asked her to be here today and address you guys herself, and that way, you know, you could have that conversation with her. We can keep the rent the same, or we can make changes. It's totally up to the Board of Public Works and Safety. Other than that, the agreement is very similar to the license agreement that we did with Lawrenceburg Speedway, and then we added on the very back page a map from Beacon delineating the parcel. And I talked to Megan about the parcel itself and the limits of the parcel and their surrounding property that we don't own. We're only leasing the property that we do own. So Megan, if you want to just kind of state your reasons for maybe asking for the rent to be a little bit different, and if you could share with us, you know, your plans for this year and beyond, because I think they're exciting and everyone would love to hear them.
Okay. Sorry. I have my mom come get my.
Could you come up to the podium?
Yeah.
Got stuck in traffic coming downtown.
And what you've been doing in Ohio since this track closed. I know you guys have been doing things in Ohio, if I'm not incorrect on that. She looked at me like I was like, backing off.
So the rent was just more, you know, we're getting a late start. Typically, we start in April with some open practices, then we go into our full schedule. So by August, we definitely have the means for the rent. I'm taking this over at ground zero, no money, no nothing. So I was just wanting to know if I could get that date pushed back at least. So that way I can get in there, get what, you know, I need done facility-wise, because it needs some tending to right now. And then that way we can start with, hopefully by August, maybe you can get an open practice in July, get a couple races going in August, September, a couple races, and then hopefully, weather permitting, again, October, do a couple races then. We're talking about maybe doing the Scott Warning Memorial again, October, I think it's the 9th and 10th. That'll be a big double header. It'll be karts and motorcycles on both nights. Let's see, what else?
Megan, what's your history with racing? And you've got people working with you too that have involvement in history.
Yeah. Andrew has been there since he was a little kid on a Pee-wee, on a 50. He's been with my family. He is family to me. And he worked with Herschel, getting track ready all his teenage years and working at the shop with us also. So he's going to be my go-to with getting everything together. And my vision is just to keep continuing the good racing that we've been doing down there, getting the obviously still family involved and getting the kids maybe and starting up a little school that we can get, you know, the kids learning and doing better at, because they go all around racing. That way they feel more confident and it's safer because, you know, they've had, you know, lessons taught to them by the older guys. And we can get some of the professional racers to come down and help us. So.
Any questions?
Well,
You guys?
since she is getting a late start, I'm not against maybe lowering the rent for the first year. Do you have any idea of what you're wanting?
I was gonna ask about 2,000, if that's not a problem.
I think in your proposal, you had a list of dates that you were going to try. I think the first one may have been in June, correct?
Yeah, cause I didn't know how long this, how
So
long
you-
it would take, so I just kind of was
Right.
trying, positive thinking, the sooner the better to get in there and get started.
So you basically may be losing half the season, let's say.
At least, because
At
like I
least
said,
half the
depending on weather and
Yep,
things
yep.
for July, I'm basically getting August and September, and October is always iffy with that. So I'm basically, like I said, those 3 months I have, but to me, it's almost 2 months. And all of it's weather depending.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And
Go ahead.
typically, May and June is our best part of the year, being that that's when the schools start to get out, the kids are able to race more, the families can travel. July is usually our weakest because of the heat.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of people want to come out and
Holidays.
race, and then holidays. And then as we get later to the year, then football starts back up, soccer, all the sports that the kids play, and we lose a lot of competitors. So that's kind of where we've really missed our biggest part of the season as far as attendance. But the rest of the year, we can definitely get a lot of racing in, but it's not going to be as successful as typically the May and June part is for us. So I think that's probably our concern.
Yeah.
Well, the last thing we want to do is set you up to fail.
Right.
Right,
Um,
absolutely. Don't wanna
It
do
looks,
that.
it looks as to me, it looks as if you're only gonna get about a third of the season in.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my opinion. I think to be fair, I don't know, you gonna be able to make up the $2,000? And, that's only maybe four races or something?
Yeah.
Are you asking to cut 2 off the 3, or are you asking to pay 2?
I was just trying to get any kind of help, so that's why I was just going for 2. So, if that's what it is, that's what I'll make it happen, but.
I would like to entertain a motion, Mayor, that we just make her pay half, and that'd be 1,500.
I greatly appreciate it.
Okay,
And could-
motion's on the
So we
floor.
can get them up and running.
And could we have a date too? Because it's,
Yeah.
instead of August, when would you propose to pay?
I'd say October if possible.
How about $1,500 due October 1st?
Sounds awesome. Thank you.
That motion,
Yeah, I'll put that in the motion as well.
okay?
$1,500 due by October 1st, being their season is pretty well cut in half, if not more.
Okay.
And then
Second?
I'll second that
are we
motion.
approving all the rest of the terms with that change?
Well, you're gonna add that into this year's
Yeah,
contract?
I'll add it, and then
Okay.
if we approve everything with that change tonight, then I'll let you guys sign first and then have them sign. So I'll get you a new copy this week.
That's fine, but then when we go into the next contract or license agreement with them, it will be the full amount.
Yeah, it'll be
Yeah,
different.
you're just
Yeah.
showing the difference. I got
Yes,
you.
yes, sir.
Yeah, that's good.
If I may, Board of Works, is this one for the first year, this 1 year
Yes,
agreement?
yes.
Just a
Okay.
1 year.
Well, it roll, so the way the agreement's structured is that if you turn to, so term, that was one of the
What part are
issues
you
with, so I'm on the third page.
Well, you keep saying the third
And
page is
then-
mine's not pages.
Yep, you're right, sorry. So
I
section
need
two,
terms.
term of license. Owner hereby licenses the racetrack to promoter, and promoter hereby licenses the same from owner for a term beginning effective June 21st, 2021 to today, and ending December 31st, 2023. So I had it run to the end of this current term, kind of like we did with the Speedway.
So it's a
Unless,
Oh, because it was, yes,
unless
yes.
terminated prior to that date, according to the terms of the agreement, this license by agreement invalidates any other agreement, and then we can either side can terminate. And let me find that termination in paragraph 5. It automatically terminates on December 31st, 2023, at which time it becomes a month-to-month holdover agreement, which may be extended, terminated, or renegotiated by the owner at any time, providing 10 days' notice in writing.
Well, then I'd make a suggestion, we do two motions. One to approve if you guys are okay with this contract,
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
we can approve that and then do a motion to, amend it for the first year to make it only $1,500.
Mhm.
Because the original contract's gonna say 3,000.
Yep, and it's a 3-year, yes,
So
yes.
Right.
I
True,
would.
very true. Good point.
I'd like to see it done in 2 motions, just so we can, I mean.
So I'll rescind my first motion, I'll make the first motion that we accept said license agreement.
Okay,
I'll second.
all right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, and then I'd like to get a motion to, I don't know if we want to amend
Okay.
the license agreement that was just approved with the motorcycle track to, for the 2021 season, will be done at $1,500 for the season instead of the 3,000,
Due
And pay
October
October.
1st.
due October 1st.
Perfect.
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Hey,
Good luck.
congratulations.
Yeah,
Best of luck to you guys.
We're glad to see you moving forward with this.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Hey, Kelly, what about that van and stuff sitting there? Who's liable to get rid of that?
I don't have anything to do with that.
It's right there in the track.
Not ours.
Whose is it?
Theirs.
What's all that whispering up there?
I don't know, but he's
Well,
making me
that's
look
about
bad.
I was asking him about that,
People saying, hey, they're doing something on it.
about that van sitting up there.
Get
Yeah,
that
so
mark.
There
He
is
says
some,
that ain't ours.
there is some equipment from the prior tenant who obviously didn't get to open last year. So these guys are gonna coordinate with them, you know, keep what they can, change what they can. And that was part of this, Mr. Fryman, is that they do need a little bit more time to get up and running because of last year. So they'll deal with the van, they'll deal with any equipment that's there, and then they'll bring in obviously their own equipment. So they're coordinating with the prior tenant, and they're gonna take care of all that. So, but that's a good point.
Okay. Any other old business for
No, sir, Your Honor.
Board of Works? Okay, if not, then I entertain a motion to approve the claims.
So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Boy, I don't know about you, but when I start whispering, you get like I got the plague or something. What's up with that?
Well, because I don't want people to think
I'm
we're
kinda
whispering up
I'm
here.
kind of, to
Yeah,
make a big
sorry.
scene up here.
That country does not.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Hey,
So we're all done, you can leave.
Yes, yeah, I just want to make sure.
But you got to stay and learn all about the motorcycle track, so that's,
I like that.
you're welcome.
About
Yeah.
that, yeah.
No, thank you guys so much. This is an awesome project.
Thank you.
I don't have F on this. That's where you lost me.
Yeah, I added that today, and so I've added F, I changed the column
Just send
from
me.
4 to 2. And so you'll get all the new stuff, and you guys will sign before they do, that way.
Got it. Just
And the
making
other
sure.
thing is, it runs out at the end of 2023, but we can cancel at any time, either side with 180 days notice, even before that. So just like we put into the Speedway contract.
Yep. Send me the update when we're good.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I thought I was lost there.
Hey, Huck.
Okay, I'd like to call to order the City of Lawrenceburg Utility Board meeting for June 21st, 2021. Can I get a roll call, please?
Yes, Board Member Tony Abbott.
Here.
Board Member Justin Oppert.
Yes, sir.
Board Member Tommy Roulette.
Present.
Board Member Lenny Fryman.
Here.
Board Member Brett Bondurant.
Yes, sir.
City Attorney Dale Wilton.
Here.
Utility Director Billy Kennett.
Here.
President Kelly Malone.
Here.
And myself.
All right. Any announcements for Utility Board, Mr. Kennett?
No, not this time.
Okay.
Again, if I may, Mayor,
yeah,
just to
yeah.
pass on the utility workers, water, sewer, and electric. Good job this weekend.
Thank you. Yeah.
Real, yeah. I wouldn't want to have been out in that storm.
Even the Utility Director did a good job.
Yeah.
You know, really, he
Wanted
did,
home on his
because
phone.
I had to call him, and problems up on the hill, and they got right on it. Got it fixed.
Yeah, yeah.
Only because you called.
Right.
No, I don't think it was me. I think it was all the other people was calling me.
You know, and it is a tribute to these guys because it takes a special person to be a lineman and to work on the water and sewer lines, and especially when you have the problems that we had Friday night. You know, that's you know, we had trees down that went through the lines, and the lines were all tangled up, and you're trying to clear trees, and you're trying to, you know, it's dark, it's raining, you can't see, it's just miserable conditions. And those guys, you know, didn't complain. They came in and just did a phenomenal job, and worked all through the night, all through the day, and finished up at 6:30. So just a tribute to the class of people that we have working here.
Amen to that.
I know we had our hands full over here. Did we have to help Greendale out at all throughout the weekend as well?
No, they had their crews in, you know, they had their fair share of problems as well.
Sure, yeah.
Mainly the problems we had with the electric lines were the trees. We had a lot of trees go through the power lines,
Yeah.
and I know Aurora had the same problem. I came through Aurora about 11:30 Friday night. The whole town was dark. Wilmington Sub was completely out, and so it hit us hard all the way through this region.
It was quite an eventful storm,
Yes, it was.
for sure. Okay, any other announcements?
I don't have announcements. I have one question for Bill. William Street railroad poles, I think that's just for railroad switching. They're all leaning that way.
Yeah.
They've been notified.
Well, last I talked, somebody said that they wouldn't even call back. The railroad hadn't even answered. I was just wondering what was going on there.
Yeah, I didn't get a follow-up with Eric on that today. I talked to him first thing this morning, and he was going to try to get hold of the railroad, and then I know they're working on the tracks, and I asked him to get with the people that are working on the tracks too, just to make sure. But I'll follow up on that tomorrow to make sure.
All right.
But those poles are leaning.
They're leaning pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Hey, Mayor, that I shot you that picture, that light that was dangling on Front Street and 50. Is that something, if we see that NDOT covers those
Yeah.
as they're on the US 48 and 50?
Yep.
Is that a conversation that we should probably just go through Mario with, or do you would prefer those to go through you?
Well, no, that's fine to tell me, because I was obviously down here too, but no, I'm glad you made me aware of it. We called right away. Actually, there was 3 different people that had called, and then my understanding is they were down later that afternoon and fixed it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very
no, that's fine. You can call me.
Okay.
It's fine. Not a problem. No problema. All right. Anything else? Any other announcements or anything?
Nope.
If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting for utility board.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. New business, Mr. Weldon, the SDRSD 3-city agreement.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. If it pleases the Utility Service Board for the city of Lawrenceburg, and this will have to be passed on to Common Council as well.
Okay.
So, but what you have in your packets is a contract between the City of Aurora, Indiana, City of Greendale, Indiana, City of Lawrenceburg, Indiana, and the South Dearborn Regional Sewer District. This is our 3-city operational agreement for the SDRSD, which is, of course, a joint cooperative of the 3 cities to provide sewer service to the region. The agreement is a long work in progress. It is something that was vetted very heavily over a long period of time by all 3 cities in the membership. I would defer heavily to Mr. Roulette and Mayor Milan, obviously, as being persons who have a great deal of knowledge of this, and of course your utility director, Billy Kennett, as far as specific questions as to how this relates to kind of the nuts and bolts of providing sewer service, how the sewer service relates to the SDRSD, how that is billed, our relationship with the SDRSD as a joint cooperative of these 3 cities. But essentially, we share in the costs. We are billed for our usage according to a rate structure that was also commissioned and approved. That rate structure is based on, of course, the overhead, the operations, and making sure that we have, as an ongoing situation, a healthy and functioning sewer plant. There is a map that Mr. Roulette passed out, and I'll let him kind of talk about that a little bit, but that is, that shows the lines and the infrastructure. We commissioned a formal survey as an exhibit or an addendum to this agreement to show where that infrastructure is. There hadn't been one done for a long time, so it was good that we redid that. But this agreement, if it's approved by Utility Service Board and approved by council, will set those terms and parameters on an ongoing basis. The term of this agreement is intended to continue, but can be canceled with 24 months notice of any city. And then, of course, that would start the process of, I guess, undoing the cooperative, but we don't anticipate that happening.
I anticipate, I think Aurora and Greendale have already approved theirs through council,
Yeah, that's my understanding.
or their utilities. Simply put, on my end, I mean, Tommy knows the ins and outs of the district itself, but as far as the agreement, I was a part of figuring the agreement and redoing the agreement. And all it really does is it determines whose responsibility is what. And it's a roadmap to be able to follow it. So that's the only thing that I wanted to add, but Tommy or you guys got anything?
Mayor, I went over with some members of council on the map itself. The only one I haven't is Mr. Bonder yet.
Okay.
And their understanding of exactly
our
what we are
responsibilities.
responsible for, yes, yes.
Yeah, I appreciate your hard work on that too, Tom. That was very helpful. One thing I did want to point out, just looking at the duties of Lawrenceburg, that's ours. And you had mentioned that industrial interceptor number 1 was under our responsibilities. And we do show a pumping station number 1 and industrial interceptor number 2, and then it says Lawrenceburg interceptors. Do we need clarification on that the yellow one, which that'd be the Lawrenceburg interceptor? Is that accurate?
Yes, we have, excuse me, we have now taken that over, yes.
Okay.
And this is something that started several years back when there was discrepancy on MGP, or came prior to being their own customer in the sewer district, and now they're a customer in the city of Lawrenceburg.
Yeah.
So I just mentioned that because on the map it shows industrial interceptor. On here it just says Lawrenceburg interceptor. Would that be?
If you go through the,
I think they're separate, they're two
it
separate.
should be clearly marked at on the ledger too. On the legend, isn't it?
The legend just says yellow industrial interceptor.
Right,
And in this, it just says that we're responsible for industrial interceptor number 2, pumping station number 1, and the Lawrenceburg interceptors.
okay, 1.12 is the industrial interceptor number 1,
AEP.
right? Okay. And 2 is number, so that one does say Lawrenceburg.
If someone read this agreement and they looked at a map with this legend, it would not be specific to that.
Well, the map does not supersede the written.
Yeah.
But, so we're understanding that the yellow is a Lawrenceburg interceptor.
Correct, yes, and that's exactly what I'm saying, because it's not worded as
In a public
well as
meeting.
number 2 is, correct.
So, okay.
Yes, yes.
It's recorded now in a public meeting.
Yes.
Other than 1.15, it says Lawrenceburg's interceptors shall be those sewers running between the city of Lawrenceburg and the sewage treatment plant. I guess that's where they're spelling them out in the color code.
Right. Okay. Yep.
So is that good?
Good point.
Everyone's on the same page?
Is that okay? Is that clear as mud for everybody?
Or do we want to give Greendale that one?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know if they'll take it, but
Dale, is this a contract we do every year?
no, this is a one-time thing. It's been a long time since we've revisited this, so this is a really long project in the making.
Yeah.
But this will last indefinitely.
until there's
Until the
change.
board decides differently.
Yeah, just 3.4 just said the contract effective first day of January 2019. I just didn't know
Yes,
if there was
this is
something-
how long they've been working on
They've been
this, and we're
also-
just now getting to it.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
It really is.
It's
And
been a,
you said Greendale and Aurora and the It's SDRSD, they've already approved it, so we're the last ones.
I know that Greendale had approved it, and Aurora may be approving it tonight, or they approved it last Monday. I can't recall.
I got one question. 1, 2, 3, the board makeup. Is this the way it's always been?
What's that now? Sorry.
1, 2, 3, the mayor of the city, utility director, superintendent
Yeah,
of the city. One councilman didn't, because I didn't think the other cities had a councilman also. I thought it was just the utility director and their mayor.
No, everybody has.
Everybody had the same amount?
Yeah, equal owners. Yep. If you
Voting
guys-
members,
Yeah, exactly.
but they've had up to 21 people at these meetings.
Is 50,000 enough in an operational reserve as well? I mean, I'm just thinking of major
They-
change out of some things.
They did a rate study, and
That's
that's
not,
what they.
that's not their depreciation. It's just for the operation.
Right.
Depreciation fund is what, if anything, major,
Okay. Oh, I got you.
yeah.
That's a separate, the depreciation fund's separate.
This was, like Tommy said, has been worked on for a long time. One thing they used to have in the agreement was they spelled out the rates and everything else, so then every time you did a rate study, you'd have to reapprove this as well. So we had them take that out, and then, the rates have to be approved separately, so.
I mean, just speaking for these guys, I mean, it's an incredible amount of work. These guys dedicate a lot of time to the SDRSD for the city's benefit. But it is a ton of work, so they went through this with fine tooth comb, but they do that with everything. It's a big undertaking to operate that sewer plant. And these guys bust their butts.
A lot of
every
stuff
month.
going on over there in their time.
Yes, there is.
And they got to deal with all our
Yeah.
stuff.
Exactly.
All our crap,
All their crap.
right, Lenny?
I reckon.
Next. Any other
You really want me to
questions,
say,
guys?
elaborate, Mayor? I would love to.
Any other questions?
No.
If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the SDRSD three-city agreement.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Kennett, electric working foreman.
Yes, Mayor. So we had 2 resignations happen. Their last day was Friday. It was Mike Harper and Shane Holloway. And so what we are asking for today is, tonight, I've worked with Jenny on this, and we are asking the board to approve posting the electric working foreman position, which is the position that Mike Harper held. It's a very important position that we have. It truly is a working foreman. They are, and there's a lot more to it. They do all the coordination, the work plans, material ordering. There's a lot of responsibility that comes along with this position. So it's an extremely important position for us. So I'd just like the board approval to go ahead and post that position.
Just to reiterate that, and many of you know, working with Mr. Harper over the, 9 months before we had a utility director, that, he was wearing a lot of hats, and there was a lot of stuff going on. So I appreciate his service here. And you said Friday was their last day?
Yeah.
Our 2 gentlemen, so just want to thank them publicly
Him and Shane, yeah.
for their service, and appreciate it, and best wishes to them. And yeah, this position is a significant position, very much so.
As far as the task go, Billy, for this position, is it the same as Mr. Harper carried, or was
Yeah.
any of that divvied out at all? Or?
No, it's the exact same job description.
Any other questions, guys?
I mean, this is the person pretty much running the electrical department that you're overseeing.
Yep,
So
100%.
this is a big
Yeah.
position.
Yeah.
Big shoes.
Okay, if no other questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve the posting of the electric working foreman.
So moved.
Second,
I'll second it, Mayor.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We'll get Jenny to post that ASAP. All right, next item, Bill, is State Water Infrastructure Fund.
Yeah, so this came to our attention last week. What this is a $100 million federal coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery fund. As you know, we've been working on the capital plan, and we are moving forward with, or wanting to move forward with a couple of really nice projects. Two of those projects that are in our capital plan for would apply for this state water infrastructure fund, and so we are just wanted to bring it to your attention. We have already pre-submitted, worked with Judy, and we've already submitted our intent to apply for this money. So the application has to be in by July 15th. We have two projects in mind. One is the water line on US 50 that needs to be replaced from the power plant out past Skyline Chili. That's where the large water leak happened about a month ago. And then that's about a $600,000 estimated project. And then the other project is the consolidation of some lift stations up on the hill, and we've targeted that at about a $2 million project. So we will submit applications for the grants for both of those projects. We've reviewed the projects. There's different levels that will basically bless your approval, and they're looking for shovel-ready projects. What we will want to do on this is have an engineer hired prior to our application, because that puts us one step up the hierarchy of the approval rating on that. So thus the working session coming up, scheduled up. So just wanted to let you know, what we're doing, how we're doing. Tommy, it goes back to, some of the things that you've been saying, grant money, can we get a hold of it? And we are certainly very active. Judy plays a big part of that. Andy Lyons played a big part in this as well. So we are definitely trying to take as much advantage as that as we can.
You don't need any action then tonight?
No,
Information?
Yeah, everything we have on here, on the agenda is just for informational purposes, except for the terms and conditions
Gotcha.
change.
Okay.
And Billy, we're good with all the timing and due diligence on that?
Yes.
On both of those?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah,
make sure.
it'll work out great.
Perfect.
Yep.
SCADA update?
Yeah, so, the SCADA system would have came in very handy during this outage, because we had problems at Greendale Sub, which feeds our substations, and being able to see what's going on and what triggers things. That, SCADA system is our eyes in the sky, if you will. It tells us what's energized, what's de-energized from a breaker structure within the substations. And we have contracted with a company and to update our SCADA system, and it was in process and got stopped with some things that have happened with the administration here. And so we've actually gathered that equipment, taken it back down to this company down in Atlanta. They're completely going through everything, basically starting over, just to make sure it's done right and installed right. And so I just wanted to bring you up to speed on what we're doing with that. So we want to get this system back up running sooner than later. And so Bryson's playing a big part in that as well, helping us out. So just wanted to bring you up to speed on what we're doing as far as being able to monitor our substations. We won't do any control out of the SCADA. The SCADA does have the ability to close breakers, but we don't want to do that. It's strictly a monitoring only. But key piece of equipment, because those are high dollar assets within the substations, and so very important to get that back up and running.
How long have we been down from the SCADA?
Years.
Years?
Yeah, there was a original SCADA system that was put in many years ago, and that equipment is still in the substations, it's still running, but the servers were disconnected. They were in the process of installing all this new SCADA equipment, and you know, we just got to get it completed, back up and running.
Well, all the SCADA was just sitting somewhere, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Didn't even know we had it.
yeah,
Shame.
yeah.
Could have been done a long time ago.
Yes, sir.
AMI, sir.
Okay, so AMI, we had a meeting with IMPA on Friday. They submitted their proposal for the Tantalus system, which is the phased system that we can do. We are putting together our budget for that, so we can really kind of hone in on what the numbers are going to look like. You know, we came to the board and said, might be 1.2 to 1.5 mil is what we're looking at. With all of the research and everything that we're doing, it looks like we'll be well below that cost. So we're putting some phased plans in on how to do this. The nice thing about it, we are able to use our existing radio communications that we have, both on the electric meters and the water meters, which is going to save us a ton of money by doing that. There are some old radios on some of the meters. There are 466 water meters that have the old transmitters called a 50W transmitter. Those will have to be replaced. They are $8,350 each, so you're looking at about $39,000–$40,000 in upgrading those radios on the water meter. But also what that allows us to do on the water meter change out, since we're going to use the existing radios, we can take the water meters out for bid, and we can buy any water meter that we want. So it's not, you know, we've taken that part out of the equation, and allows us to get very competitive bids
Yep.
on the water meters.
Okay. Capital plan?
Yep, just real quick on the capital plan, we have a meeting tomorrow with Kelly to review that. Once we have Kelly's blessing, then we'll bring that to the board to show you what the capital plan looks like, what projects we have in place, how we are working our funding to make sure that both our operating fund and our capital fund maintain plenty of money so that we don't have to worry about that. So it's a management plan of how to manage that. I just wanted to make you aware that that is coming. We've been working on that for months now, and hopefully we'll get that finalized tomorrow. And so we'll have that in front of you very quickly. Next item is a fairgrounds update, and you know, this is for the lighting project and the electric project for the Midway area. We were trying to get that completed before the 4-H fair, but due to the COVID things that are happening with material, we could not get the material in time, so we wanted to wait until after the fair. So we'll be very shortly after the fair is completed, we'll be working on that project. We've already bored in the conduit, and so we're ready to pull the electric lines. And so a lot of the infrastructure is in place already for this project. So we'll get that completed fairly quickly here after the fair is completed. Short Street lighting project update. The poles are set, and we had actually ordered the strand lights going across, and the vendor that we bought them from had them in stock, but it took us a little bit of time because we were designing the poles, but we had ordered them, but they let go before we had them shipped. They gave them to somebody else. And darn if they didn't put the strand lights on back order on us. And so they shipped out last Thursday. They're coming out of California. So we'll have the strand lights here this week, and then we'll get them put up. So the poles are in, We just gotta get the strand lights up and get everything
Pretty
going.
much.
Order some more, we lost a strand on High Street.
Yeah, is that pretty much just going to Williams, from High to Williams?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, sure is, yeah. So that'll be, and a neat thing about that, we had a visitor from Missouri that came through our town last year and was just talking about, she called me and said, we are interested in copying what you all do with your street lights because they just looked incredible. It really had that wow factor when they came through town. So, people were noticing that, and so we did a conference call and talked to her about what we do and how we did it with the strand lights, and she was just very impressed. So you're doing something right when people are calling out of the blue like that, talking about it.
You feel a little on the wild side?
What's that?
That's got something to do with you, ain't it? You look a little on the wild side.
You can move on, Billy.
Yeah.
I just figured I had to throw that in there.
So the water meter replacement, the RFP has been sent out. We sent it out to 7 manufacturing reps. We have mainly the larger water meter manufacturers. So we have Census, Neptune, Badger, Deal, Camstrup, Master, and Mueller. And so we'll get those bids back in, and then we'll be ready to start the meter replacement. So we're really excited about getting that off the ground. We have, in the bid spec, we're going with a solid state meter, so it has no working parts, no mechanical parts, and the accuracy is much better than the meters that we have right now. And the meters that we have right now, over time, the accuracy curve drops off pretty significant, and we're in that drop-off curve with these meters that we're ordering. The solid state meters, either they work or they don't. And so there's the accuracy level stays very constant throughout. So we're very excited about that program. The rate code changes, we have reviewed different accounts, and it's very key to make sure that customers are on the right rate codes. We did make 3 changes in June, which saved the customers significant amounts of money. We have identified 5 more changes in July that will be happening as well. So, it's a little thing, but all these little things that we're doing really make a difference. So, just wanted to make you aware of that. The next item does require action by the board. It's a terms and conditions change, something we've talked about for a while. In our terms and conditions, in the last 2 pages, we have 2 drawings. One is for a temporary service, and the second one is showing a residential service. It shows a minimum of 200 amp service and an outside disconnect that's required. What we are asking is that we do away with those 2 drawings. It's kind of a special, not kind of, it is a specialty thing for Lawrenceburg. And what has really triggered this and brought this on is with Carl Fryman retiring, and it's now the county inspector that's going to be doing the inspections. And Lawrenceburg is the only one that has these 2 requirements for the temporary service and for the 200 amp with the outside disconnect. So what we're asking is just to follow the Indiana State Electrical Code and not have any special drawings or any special terms and conditions. That helps Mr. Shelton quite a bit. Everybody else in the county follows the Indiana State Electrical Code. He has to, when he's working in Lawrenceburg, he has to remember they have special temporary, they have special service requirements. We just want to do away with all of that. And so with Dell, I'll let you go through the resolution to remove those 2 drawings.
Just go through the change.
Yep.
You guys all understand what he's saying, the rest of you guys? I mean, because I know Tom and I met with him earlier just to kind of get some clarity. You guys good?
Would this be resolution 1, Mr. Fetty? I think it- Eight?
Seven.
Well, it's the first resolution of the USB.
USB.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
I
say.
think.
Well-
USB.
So if it is definitely the first one under the USB.
Yeah.
So
That's
would be
what I was-
resolution 1 for that.
Yes, sir,
Okay.
please.
So, okay, yes.
Yeah.
So this would be resolution
So it'd
1
be 1 for USB, yes.
dash 2021, Utility Service Board, Lawrenceburg Municipal Utility, City of Lawrenceburg, Dearborn County, Indiana. A resolution to repeal certain provisions of the official LMU customer terms and conditions and the applicable provision, as Mr. Kennett, Director Kennett stated, pages 26 through 29, containing 100 amp through 150 amp service pole and 200 amp minimum service entrance mast. Our terms and conditions are, you can find them online, and these provisions are the last 3 pages of our terms and conditions. Those would, as Director Kennett said, be repealed. Those would just be eliminated and no longer part of our terms and conditions.
And then we're just following the Indiana State Code.
Correct.
Makes sense.
Yep. And Mr. Kennett met with leaving building inspector Carl Fryman. He met with the fire chief, so this does not make us less safe in any way. In fact, it makes us more safe, as Director Kennett stated. Now we're conforming to the state code. It makes the county building inspector's job easier. It makes everyone the same, so it's a better way to handle this process.
Okay. Any questions, guys?
Why was it so complicated before? Why did they have it set up that way?
Utility director requested it.
Yeah, there was no benefit. Mr. Kennett investigated it thoroughly, and there was no benefit to having it. It was just put in by the former director.
You
It's
wasn't
a little
available.
bit safer, I mean, the way that it was before. I mean, setting a whole pole there and having a full service temporary is a little safer than having just a service pole. I mean, if you've seen some of the temporary services around, so, I mean, not completely throw it under the bus, but, there were some benefits to it, but it's just way above and beyond and was truly,
But requiring a
No.
200 amp service was over and above.
yeah, that is over above, yeah.
That's a good way to put
A
it.
small thing, so.
Good explanation.
But it's good that we can be unified with the state. It's gonna make things a lot
Yes.
easier for our,
Yes.
not just to make things easier for the building inspector, but that we're unified with what the code is that everybody else is using.
Any other questions or comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve resolution number 1-2021.
So move.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Financial report, Mr. Kennett.
Thank you. Financial report, I just wanted to bring this document to your attention. We have Hunter working full-time now. We're getting caught up on our financials. We worked on this scorecard. Our attempt is to simplify the financials, put everything on one page so that we can see month to month how we're doing with everything. Check it against our budget that we set and take a look at any variances that we had. So I did print out a copy because it is a little bit hard to see on your computer, especially if you're on your tablets. So each month, I will print these out for your review. I'd mentioned in an email the timing of the IMPA bill that comes in. We usually get that about the 15th of the month, so it makes it difficult for us to get this in your packet. If we can get it in the packet, we can meet that deadline, we will do that. If not, I'll continue doing like I did this month. But I think it's very important for us to look at the most current financials that we have. And so, previously we've been a couple months, maybe even 3 months behind looking at financials. And now, this is the most current financials. They just closed the month of May, and this financial report goes through the May reporting.
Good.
That's all I have, man.
You bet. Any questions, guys?
I have none, Mayor.
All right,
No.
if none, entertain a motion to approve the claims.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I need a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I'd like to call to order the City of Lawrenceburg Common Council meeting for June 21st, 2021. If everyone could rise for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, can I get a roll call, Mr. Fetty?
Councilperson Tony Abbott.
Here.
Councilperson Justin Noppert.
Sir?
Councilperson Tommy Rolette.
Present.
Councilperson Lenny Fryman.
Here.
Councilperson Brett Bondurant.
Yes, sir.
City Attorney Dale Wilton.
Here.
Mayor Kelly Malone.
Here.
And myself.
Okay, announcements, board reports, streets, alleys, and curbs, downtown area, Mr. Abbott?
No problems that I know of.
All right, sir. Streets, alleys, and curbs on Ludlow Hill, Mr. Fryman?
None that I've seen.
All right. Finance, Mr. Bondurant?
No report, Mayor.
Parks and playgrounds, Mr. Noppert?
Just enjoying playing on Arch Street Park.
Yeah, I heard there were some adults over there doing that, but.
It is,
Great part.
it
It is
is
a great
truly
park.
amazing how many people are going to that park.
It
It's
is
just amazing.
It's wonderful. I love seeing it. I really do. I think it's.
One question I have, and just hearing, are we having vandalism problems or not? Okay.
I think there's a couple things that were mentioned. I think some Facebook stuff maybe got out, but we researched it, didn't find anything.
Yeah, there's cameras there, correct? I mean,
Oh, yeah, there's cameras in all of our assets, parks. One thing you'll notice also, and you guys may have noticed it, Chief Snyder has got the police officers stopping at the parks, getting out and actually, you know, conversing with the kids and the adults. Now, they can't be there 24/7, and I asked on social media as well, we need the community's help as well to police it. And if they see something that's not being treated correctly or whatever, I understand people don't like to get into a confrontation. I'm not asking to do that, but call the police, and we'll get them over there. But no, you know, you guys approved, and there was, you know, these committees put together a couple really nice parks the last 2 years, and we still got George Street to do next year, but I think 95% of the people, 99% of the people want to keep it nice.
Oh, I've been over there for the last 4 or 5 days, 2 to 3 hours a day, and I've really never seen any problems. The
That's
kids are
good.
behaving themselves.
Good.
Yeah, and I've seen you up there on that slide. You're gonna get stuck coming down that thing. You know that?
Yeah, he will, he will.
Moving on.
Justin's down at the bottom catching him.
Yeah, yeah, Justin's down there with him.
All right, no, that's good, good comment, Justin. Fire Department, Mr. Rolette?
Nothing to report, Mayor, other than we did get our, Johnny's report and, Mr. Clark's report by email.
Yes, sir. Only announcement I got outside of this is I wanted to let you guys know, you may have heard from some of the department heads, we started the budgeting process for the year. So we're going through that, and then, you know, when we get that completed, we'll obviously get you guys involved in same concepts as last year, give you plenty of time to review, and we'll have a budget work session to ask questions and things like that. But we're just actually, bulk of it starts tomorrow with some additional meetings. Is it tomorrow or Wednesday?
Wednesday's a big day. But tomorrow.
Wednesday.
Yeah, but Wednesday's a big day, yes.
Is it Wednesday?
Yes.
So anyway, I appreciate the clerk treasurer's helping that, and his group over there as well, but we're gonna try to do you guys a solid, so. Anyway, I don't have any other announcements.
We're gonna hold you to that.
I hope you do. I hope you do, sir. I want you to. I want you to. I'll entertain a motion then to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. New business, earlier we approved the agreement with SERPSI, contract for services. It was actually passed along with favorable to council and approved, but we need to approve it as well in council meeting. Any questions regarding that? If not, I entertain a motion to approve the contract for services with SERPSI regarding the storm drainage project.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Under myself, we got, you guys were given a sort of a catalog of different bids for golf carts. This is a golf cart that will be for the administration building here. Currently, during events and things that we have going on downtown, Mr. Massey, Brad Massey, brings his mother's golf cart down for us to borrow. And so I had, our intern actually went after bids and quotes for golf carts. Personally, I think, the lowest bid, which is $9,181.32, is more than sufficient for what we need down here. Tony's getting ready to say something.
Do they have one without a motor or floorboard?
Yeah.
Like Fred.
Marty and Fred?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this would be a gasoline cart. Any questions regarding that?
What color you getting?
I think they were talking about blue.
Okay. The only other question I would have, so I see down here the brine bucket wrap, is that where they're gonna wrap it?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
The City of Lawrenceburg logos or something?
Yes, it'll be all.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be all.
Okay.
And that's additional, or is that
Yeah,
total?
that's
That is
That's
additional,
additional,
yes.
yeah, that's
That is
additional.
additional.
Is that the only bid we got on for the wrap?
Yeah, and I've got them, but I told them that, we got two other places we were gonna go in here in town.
Okay, yeah.
Well.
Yeah, right.
So that we'll have three different for the wraps, but, you see, you got four different options for the, golf cart, but I'm suggesting go with the lowest price option.
Now, where will this be housed? At the city
Well,
garage or here?
we're looking at that, and we're thinking that we may do it at the, parking garage inside the fenced area. So, nobody can get to it, but it'll be down here, it wouldn't have to be driven all the way from.
And it'd be
the
used
garage.
during events?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I would suggest white color though, more visibility. If we-
Well,
it comes
I
in
think
white.
whichever color, it's gonna be wrapped.
Yeah, so that would.
Oh, completely wrapped, instead of, not just the logo?
No, it's gonna be like a wrap, a City of Lawrenceburg wrap that matches the logos, I guess. That's what I was.
Yeah, hopefully for $13.75, it's gonna be a pretty good wrap.
$13.75.
We get the wrap for $13.75.
And that's what the total bid is on the wrap?
$6.50.
Total? Oh,
Wrap, standard.
$6.50. That was the total for all three.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but like I said, we're
Is
gonna.
that
get a
three
couple.
different options of wraps?
There's a full golf cart wrap. It's considered a full golf cart wrap, full color, for the $6.50.
Oh, yeah, I see that, yeah.
Yeah.
I was just looking at that total.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it was a little confusing to me too at first.
So,
So which one are we getting?
it would be the,
Either one of the
either one of the,
Cincy
Cincy custom carts.
Yep.
Okay.
That's the lower priced, which is more, and it's got the seating, sufficient seating, it's seat up to 4
In the
people.
lift kit.
Yeah, that's it too.
Yeah. No, can't get it too high, I wouldn't be able to get in.
depending on how much weight you put in it.
These all the same size motors?
Um,
I mean, there's big difference in price there. I'm just wondering if motors are.
yeah, they were, there's different in the, like the lift kits and stuff, is where the pricing started going higher. And these were what were available.
I mean, I like to have a good sized motor. I don't want you out there doing wheelies in it, but something to get you up and down the street without just going put.
We also don't want to get stuck behind you going up to the hill at the garage.
I hear you.
Now, who's gonna be allowed to use this thing?
Not you.
I was just saying, I done had a plan. Oh, boy, I got shot down pretty quick.
Anyone, I mean, whoever is, it would need it for the event. It's mainly for our events
Administration
down
wise?
here. Yeah.
Administration
Yes,
wise.
administration wise. Yes.
All I'm saying,
clarification.
if we do okay this, guys, he's gotta buy us something, he's gotta feed us. I've lost a lot of weight, and it's time I get a little bit back.
Oh, we're trying to keep you
Wilson,
healthy.
one thing, let's keep the summer help off of the golf cart.
Oh, they won't be on
We've
it.
had
That's
too
what
many
I'm
problems on
clarifying,
that.
yeah.
They won't be on it.
They've
Process
driven through
got-
walls.
No, it's,
Administrative only.
it will not be on, they will not be on it.
Yeah.
All right.
Just to be the.
Good point. Great point.
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought about that myself. Yeah.
So anyway, I would entertain a motion to approve the lower priced golf cart from Cincy Custom Cart. And I would say this, I would say the price should not exceed, say, $10,000 with the wrap.
Wrap
Yep.
included.
And go with that. That should cover everything. So can I get that in the form of a motion?
I'll make a motion, we do that for you, as long as I get to drive at least once.
You want me to go ahead and make the motion?
You
'Cause
better
it's
make
not
the
driving?
You better second that.
I'll make the motion to purchase the golf cart not to exceed 10,000.
Okay. Second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. You also see the donation committee recommendations for this month. No one was turned down. So I entertain a motion just to approve those recommendations.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Weldon, Country Club?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. At this time, I'd ask for a vote from the Common Council to either approve the offer that was made by the Country Club Group through their attorney, or to reject that offer and proceed to litigation.
Questions?
Okay, nope. I'm ready.
Go ahead, Tom.
I'll make the motion to reject their offer and proceed with litigation.
I'll second that.
Okay, we got a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, guys. I have no longer any, what's that?
We just have to vote on that.
We have to vote on that, too?
Sorry.
One other thing that we voted on in USB was the three-city agreement for the sewer district. And I'd like to get council to approve or not approve as well. But any questions on that? No question. If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the SDRSD three-city agreement.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, I have no other new business. Anybody got any new business?
I've got one thing I forgot to bring up. Music on the river and all that's
Yep.
fantastic, great. Never heard any complaints. But one little complaint about the eating area, beer gardens, not enough lights. So with these lights that you're getting, you're gonna put on Short Street, will that help that
Oh,
out?
it'll help tremendously.
Okay, they just said
Good
it's
point,
too dark.
Yeah. No, it'll help tremendously. You see how much it lights it up here? Yeah.
All
I
right,
think that'll help that out.
that ought to take
Right
care of
there
that
in
then.
Gravel lot.
I think it'll,
Good point.
it'll be worth entertaining some conversation regarding that area in the near future, just because of the attendance at Music on the River and even the other events. I mean, it's a well-utilized area and needed, you know, when that park starts to fill up. So, I mean, I think, you know, we've had different ideas from redevelopment and such, but I think it might be worth entertaining.
Main Street's got some ideas, that's been, they're moving forward with is, like on the one end, right at the corner of High and Short, there's gonna be some like nice flower planters cornered off there and everything. And with, you know, the benches we have around town, the black ones where you can sit on both sides of them, and then some with backs. There's a setup for that to be in that squared off area as well. What I would like to eventually do, and get a project put together, is some additional restrooms.
Yep.
Brick and mortar, on that end of the park, in the gravel lot somewhere. So that'll be a project that we'll put together and bring to you guys. It'll probably be coming before council. We do, and I don't want to speak for redevelopment, but they do have a couple people looking at the Carpenter's Hall right now. But yeah, that gravel lot's very important for those events.
It is.
Good point,
And I
Justin.
think we could even utilize, because we do need restrooms over there, maybe even with that Union Hall, to work that together and help some of the accessibility issues that come with the Union Hall.
Yeah.
So for future development. So that
Good
might
point.
be something worth entertaining sooner than later.
Yes, sir. Okay, your point well taken, Tony, on the lighting. Old business, we're gonna table the community center quotes. Mr. Todd didn't have them all back, but they would like to maybe, if we have a reason to call a special session, if it's not end of this week, it'd be the beginning of next week, for a short meeting to discuss those, because they'd really like to get some things ordered and started. So I'll let you know as soon as we get those back, and then we can schedule something for you guys. So can I get a motion to table the community center quotes?
So moved, Mayor.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Any other old business?
Just that the cicadas are gone and we can start planting trees.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. I hear you.
So-
I couldn't find netting for my two little trees there on
Did you
my
get
yard.
'em?
I couldn't find, no. I was out there daily,
Oh.
getting them dudes off. But I saved them. But I'm telling you
Saved
what, it was an all-out war.
You like trees though, Tony?
Oh, yes, I do. Now, we're ready to go.
Yeah.
Cicadas are
Oh,
gone.
that's right.
Isn't that right, Justin?
Can I get comments from the audience? No, you're right. I agreed with you. You're right.
It's time to move on now.
Any comments from the audience?
I'd like to.
You're not the audience. Sorry.
No, I feel like I'm out there, but, on a little bit on a serious side now. Them little cards, you know, we all pay our electric bill on the, online pretty much. And I didn't know if we could set up a thing to where the people, we could send them a card that's got their account number and it's got their numbers that they can call. Cause I know a lot of them, I hear them in here talking, they say they forget them and they don't have them, they can't
It's on
get in.
the bill.
Yeah, but when you go to pay your bill, a lot of times, they don't have them. Or they come down here to pay, or they got their phone, they say, I gotta pay my electric bill. So they got their little card. I didn't know if we could set something up to send them all card, and they could put it in their billfold.
I don't know, Billy.
Yeah.
That's Billy's.
I mean,
Pass it on to Bill.
I mean, we can always do something like that. It would be NISC, it would be, they would charge us to do that. It would be a custom thing that they have to do. It's not something.
couldn't you just get a little card? Can we just put it on a little card? I don't know, I'm just asking. I've had people ask me questions about it, and I said, I'll bring it up. I didn't know where I should have brought it
What
up.
I guess I'm a little confused. I don't understand why they
Yeah.
wouldn't make their own little card based upon the information that's already on their bill. That's what we would be doing.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Well, I know. it's
Unless
what
I'm
we would be doing.
misunderstanding.
No,
I might be
I
misunderstanding.
just like a
Well,
little card, but.
So what happens, I think, what's bringing this up. A lot of times they'll come through the drive-through and they don't have their account number.
Oh, okay.
And so they are looking it up on the computer to get their account number, which is really not a big deal. My fear is if we gave them a card, they would forget the card.
Yep,
You know,
lose it.
it's on the utility bill. All they need to do is bring the utility bill in and everything's there. It's really not a big deal for whoever's running drive-through to pull it up. The computer's right there, and we can pull it up and help.
Well, I know a lot of them, they call in and they say, I don't have my account number, I don't have this.
Yeah, but if they have their
Girls just
address,
gotta look
those
it
girls
up.
can get it that fast. They're quick.
Huh?
If they have their address, if they know their address that they live
Yeah.
at, they give that. and those
Well,
girls
but you
have it
start
right
doing
there.
that with, let's say 500 people, that takes a little bit of time to the girls in here. It's just, I was just saying, I was just asking, I just brought it up. It's just something I don't know where to go or what we do. I know it costs money. You're right, Tony. You're getting bad as the mayor.
Don't put me in that.
I'm just kidding.
Welcome
I'm
back,
just
Lenny.
kidding. That is something, I know it's
Good
gonna
to
cost
have,
money.
good to have Lenny back.
All right.
No.
Mayor,
Yes.
you don't want to mention the fiber bills will be separate this month?
Yes, good thing. I should have had that on the,
I've noticed that in the utility bill as well, though.
Just another reminder, though.
Yeah, right, but it has.
yeah, you're, just so everybody does know, and it's on the meeting minutes tonight, but, fiber bill starting, the June fiber bill will be a separate bill. And, I mean, it really should be seamless. It's just gonna be, you know, with different people, you know, when you have a change. And, but we had to do that because it was taken, you know, no longer a utility
Correct.
asset, it's a city asset. So, that was the reason for making that change and to keep it all separate. So, good point, Mark.
People have questions regarding that. What's the protocol there? Just hit the dial it to or internet, whatever it is on the.
I'm sorry. Which-
If people have questions regarding the internet, what are the hours that people can call and get the answers to those questions?
8 to 4:30?
8 to 4:30, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. We're working on you know, let's be honest, this whole fiber thing has really been, it's still in its infancy, is the way we look at it. So we're trying to develop it as we go. So we're backwards. But the thing is trying to find a good way for any kind of after-hours stuff as well, Justin. So we're working on all that, and we'll communicate all that as we get things rolled out. It's just taking time to get out all of it done. So, but we keep signing people up, so that's
Yep.
a good thing. We're approaching 400, I believe.
Great.
Okay, and no other comments? And if not, entertain a motion to approve the claims. Second?
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I want to say one thing. You guys really dressed sharp tonight, Justin.
Thank you, Mayor.
Justin,
My wife
and Lance,
dressed me.
you guys really did look good tonight.
It's just a shame they didn't get the blue memo, though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, well,
And you
All
got-
I can say is we're
you
not
got-
in the circle.
You got Mr. LHS down here and.
Yeah.
All right, entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second. I was trying, they
All
beat
those
me
in
to
favor?
it.
Opposed?
Get chitty chat.
I know, I said I wanted to.
just real quick, I knew that was it.
Waiting for you to make the motion, Lenny.